What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Let Me Be Frank, a podcast about movies. And today we are talking Joker Folie et Deux, which hope I'm saying that right. Before we get into the movie, we got stuff to get into with this movie. I want to thank you for being here. Of all the places you can be on the internet, thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it very, very much. But while you're here, just go ahead and like this video and subscribe. That'll help us build this channel up even more. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the review now. All right. Um, I'm a tad bit frustrated because I was looking forward to this movie. I took my time going to see it. Now, when I went to go see it, I knew that there was a lot of negative stuff being said about this movie. Everybody was trashing it, but I like to see things for myself. I don't like to just go off what other people say. So, hold on, I'm gonna even show you my little handy dandy notebook here, where I keep all my notes in. Right here, if it could have answered this simple question of where are we going? Because that's what I wanted to know. How is this movie going to propel whatever story you're trying to tell? By the end of the movie, they didn't really answer anything, which is the even more frustrating part because I believe they had a chance to really build a great franchise out of this. This is the first time we've ever gotten anything like this about the Joker. We typically don't get a backstory on him. He just kind of appears, does horrible things, Batman beats him, and we move on with all of our lives. But for whatever reason, this movie, especially the first one, was very good, and I was very hopeful. But we're gonna. I'm going a little too fast. We're gonna slow it down, and we're gonna start with the good stuff because there were good things. There were a lot of good things. So I am a huge American Horror Story fan. So I am used to Lady Gaga and her very extremely dramatic acting. I expected it in this one, and that's what we got. She is not a bad actress. When it comes to the horror genre, I think she's a good fit for some of the slower burn movies, but I didn't think she did bad in this. I thought she was actually pretty good. Joaquin Phoenix, he's essentially the same Joker as last time, which was a little disappointing. I was hoping for a little bit more character growth, but it even from the very beginning, they wanted to show you that there were two sides to Arthur. They wanted, the Arthur Flick, the small little guy who gets beat up on subways and is way too attached to his mom. And then there's the Joker, who's the borderline psychopath, who just kind of does whatever and just goes with the flow. They tried to make those two separate people, and that's essentially kind of what this movie's about. But it's also about him meeting Lady Gaga. Okay, I said the good stuff. I'm getting ahead of myself. The good stuff. Music was fantastic. Not the music you're thinking. We're gonna get to that horse shit. We're gonna get to that music. The actual soundtrack that didn't involve the actors themselves singing were very good. It fit. It created a tone. Arkham Mental Asylum also set this very ominous tone. This building that just was devoid of a lot of light unless you were outside. The other actors, the prison guards, the people that Arthur would interact with, were very, very good. The sets were very good. The look of the film was very good. So now we're going to get to everything else. Once again, I wanted to know where the movie was trying to take us. Where are you going with this particular movie? And we spent a lot of time in Arkham Mental Asylum with the day to day life of Arthur. Didn't really go anywhere. We didn't really learn a bunch. It just ended up with him meeting. It just ended up with him meeting Harley and then her manipulation of him to get him to do things that were against his best interest. like firing his lawyer and the trial. Well, we'll get there. The movie didn't move. It was moving at a snail's pace and nothing was really happening. So now we get to the trial from what happened in the first movie. And all they did in this trial was recount from different perspectives what happened in the last movie. Now there's one scene that I refuse to spoil that was so good within the trial that it made the trial almost feel worth it. And it broke Arthur to a point, and kinda this is where I thought we were gonna shift, and then we didn't. And then we didn't. And then we didn't. But that one scene was phenomenal. Both Joaquin and the person he was with did a phenomenal job in that scene. It was so good. I can't even call it a scene, an interaction between them was fantastic, and it really cracked Arthur, which I thought was going to lead to something else, and it just never led to anything. Now we're going to get to the annoyingly loud, boisterous elephant in the room. They had 15 songs. 15 covers. Now the songs, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, the the singing is not long. It's like a minute to a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. I didn't really time them. I just know that they were a lot of them. And so, if you're familiar with musicals, like for me, I'm not a huge musical person, but if you look at Little Shop of Horror, which was one of my favorites, the musicals tend to lead to the next scene. The musicals tend to lead to the next scene. They take you through whatever they need to take you through, and they get the plot moving. These songs didn't move the plot. It didn't feel like they were doing it for anything outside the fact that Lady Gaga can sing. I would have settled for two like 5 or 6 minute songs. By the way, what's the runtime on this monster? It's like 2 hours and 17 minutes. It's a long one. If you would have given us two big songs, give us two big ones, 5 to 6 minutes, where you can have all the dancing and lights and glitter, whatever else you wanted to do, that would have been fine. But the fact that they broke the songs up throughout the entire movie made it a slog to get through. I was so ready to be done with this. By the end, I literally got sick of them singing. I would say the last like 20 minutes, if I had a fast forward button while sitting in the theater, I would have fast forwarded most of that shit because I couldn't stand to sit there and listen to them sing anymore because it wasn't helping the plot. And then the ending, I'll let you discover that if you want to sit and waste your time the way I did. But the ending was just blah, blah. It felt like we sat through a lot to end up getting nothing out of it. Because if you think that there's going to be a musical Harley Quinn movie that we're going to go see, you are wrong. I will not be seeing that. I'll probably watch it for you, but you don't have to go see it. Nobody's gonna really want to go see it. This movie was very disappointing. I'm rating this one a 5 out of 5. I just can't even tell you. This is the most disappointed I think I've been in a long time in a theater with a movie that I thought I might like. I knew it was a musical. We all knew it was a musical beforehand, but I didn't think it was going to be that much of the movie. And I also thought, if you could simply answer my question as to where are we going with the plot and the story, I could have forgiven the music if I knew the next one, for one, wasn't going to be a musical, and two, if you actually took us somewhere to start the next phase of this movie. But I'm rating it a 5 out of 5. Like I said, set pieces were great, costumes were great, acting was on point, especially in that one part of the trial was just magnificent. But the rest of it was we could have done without this movie. It felt like a money grab. It felt like they just wanted to try and capitalize on the success of the first movie, which even then was controversial. Some people just didn't see a point in it, which I could see. But no, no, no. Let me know. Did you see the movie? Leave a comment, and I'll see y'all next time. Much love, y'all.